Hey YouTube, this is T. I'm outside. Um, Here, let me get a little bit better light over here. Here, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Okay. Um, just kind of want to come in and do a part two of my kinship experience with CPS here in Sacramento. So, to reiterate or to catch up on, this is part two. I got my brother's kids, his son and his daughter. He married this girl who was a little special. Ooh, my hair looks hot mess. Y'all just came from getting my grandbaby from getting her to school. So my scooter had my hair just blowing all over the place. So it takes us from January of 20. Hell, I don't remember, 2013. I think 2013, I believe. 13 or 14. To like June, for me to get them because the lady had told the people that the kid's dad's family was dead and that the dad was dead. So once we went through the issues of, I'm gonna say issues, I want to say once we went through getting the paternity done, because when they found my brother, because he was on probation or parole or something, they found him. Then he contacted me. Then I contacted my mama, and about me going to CPS and letting them know that, hey, me and my mom wanted the kids. We wanted to not have them in the system. We had to do a paternity test. So during the paternity test, they were like, they needed to prove that we were the kids' people or family. So once they found my brother, they had to test my brother and the kids to make sure he was the father. Then they had to test me and my brother to make sure we were siblings. Then they had to test my mom to make sure that she was the mother of me and my brother. Weird junk, but child, y'all, it was ridiculous. So upon waiting for all of that, and then them finding out that the lady had lied, and it was just, it was a horrendous situation that I want to say could have been rendered easier if she just had said, hey, that's my sister-in-law. Hey, I would rather her have my kids and have my kids with strangers. But no, she'd rather have her kids with strangers. Now, a little backstory on that part. My brother and her lived with me from the time she was like, I think 5 months pregnant with the little girl, up until she had the little boy. No, wait. I think she had the little boy. I'm not even sure where he was born. But she was pregnant with the little boy when I put them out, because I had to put them out. So my brother was beating on this girl. He was being very just ridiculous with her. Just, I can't even explain to you the ridiculousness that there was. It was just ridiculous. So once we went through all that, we started with home visits, because the kids hadn't seen me since they were probably 5 or 6, and they were 13 and 12. So, but they had been seeing my mom because my mom had been going over there, but I had been going through breast cancer, so I was taking care of me. I wasn't trying to worry about, do I got nieces and nephews? I mean, they knew who I was. She didn't have no problem calling me when she needed something, when the kids needed snacks for school, when the kids needed shoes, or when she couldn't comb my niece's hair because supposedly she couldn't handle her curls. Whatever, ma'am. But, y'all, I would have to just say this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you go into a situation dealing with kinship, and kinship is when your niece or nephew or a family member has kids, and you go and you decide you want custody. It's a situation where, because you're family, they don't really try to give you all the options that they give a stranger. So my kids were, but the little boy was in desperate need of feeling like he was loved or needed or appreciated. The little girl, her idea of being loved and appreciated was having sex with everybody and cutting herself when nobody was having sex with her or telling her that they loved her or that she was pretty. That was amazing to me. And then she hated her curls, and she got beautiful curls. She had been being told that her curls were ugly, so she always wanted her hair straight. And when I got her, someone had dyed her hair blonde, and mind you, she has jet black hair. So in order for them to get it blonde, and they didn't even do it right, her hair was like this yellowish golden with streaks of brown and streaks of cinnamon, and it was horrendous. It was horrendous, y'all. It took me 4 boxes of, I had to dye her hair red just to get it to look healthy and to be healthy and to get healthy. Yeah. And you know, red is a color that those of us with color, it really plays havoc on us. I'm sorry, this oh, it's a hummingbird. Oh. It plays havoc on our hair, you know, when your hair is red, because it takes a lot for it to get it as vibrant as you like it. Excuse me, y'all know as soon as I get on here, I get heartburn. I don't understand. I haven't even eaten anything yet. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Excuse me. It always kind of seems like when you're trying to do good, it's always a difficult task. It always kind of seems like that. And I don't understand why. These kids were disrespectful. It's not even the word to say about these kids. They were just ridiculous. The little girl used to walk around with no clothes on. Her and the little boy used to fight from 3 o'clock in the morning till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, just fighting, because they have this jealousy with each other. See, the little boy's curls are, well, then were not as, I don't even want to say kinky. I want to say frizzy, because my niece's hair is kind of frizzy. But she has beautiful curls. When she puts product in it, she has beautiful curls. The little boy's hair was a little smoother, but his hair was thicker and heavier. You know, like he had more of a bounce. Like, you know how you do a roller set. His hair looked like that, like those kind of curls. So, you know, it was easier to take care of his hair. But they were putting the wrong products in it because, well, you know, he was biracial, so, you know, he still got that edge in the roots, if you know what I mean. But, y'all, I tried to get this girl help. They didn't want to help me because they were like, well, you're her family. You should know how to help her. I'm sorry, but no one told me that she cut. No one told me that she was suicidal. It seemed like no one knew this. All they kept saying was she was inappropriate. She has inappropriate behavior. Um, she's saucy in the mouth. Mind you, those are not my words. Those are the words I was told. I didn't know what saucy in the mouth meant, but if you don't know, it means that she was disrespectful. That's exactly what that means. So the little boy was, I mean, he had his little disrespect, but once he realized that I was his auntie and I wasn't trying to hurt him, I wasn't trying to do anything horrible to him, he was good. You know, I got him into football, I got him into soccer. But then his mom started telling him stuff like, she's trying to take you from me. You're going to love her more than you're going to love me. And y'all, just ridiculous. Just ridiculousness. It was really difficult. And I was told to not let her see them. But I let her see them. We lived down the street from each other. She knew where I lived. I knew where she lived. They told her, the kid's mom, that she couldn't live with her mom anymore. And the reason for that is, when we would sit in court, well, this is kind of like a little backstory about that. So when we would be in court, the mom and the grandmother would be laughing and giggling like stuff was funny, and nothing was funny. It was sad, right? Sorry, I'm reading notifications. It was sad. So they had them tested because they didn't understand, okay, what's going on with y'all. So come to find out, the mother is 7 in the brain, and the grandmother is 12 in the brain. So it kind of explained why they had no control over the kids, because once the kids got a certain age where they can make their own decisions, they no longer had control over them. And then there was their idea of punishment was chasing them down the street with a knife, or punching her like she's like y'all are 2 girls fighting over a boy or something like that. It was just kind of ridiculous. So for them, it was coming to my house was too quiet. It was too peaceful. There wasn't chaos. There wasn't arguing. There wasn't. They couldn't handle it. You know, me, my dude, and the dog it was peace, and they couldn't handle it. It was too much for them. So they would just fight with each other to cause some kind of chaos. And the only time I could get them to not fight was to tell them to go play or go do what you want to go do. You know, but be back by blah, blah, blah. Now, the little boy would come back. And if the little boy didn't come back, he would call me, and he would let me speak to someone who claimed they was an adult. That would say, okay, he could spend the night, and he's at such and such house, and he would give me the address. That little girl. The little girl was the most horrible experience. I can't even tell you. I would never, ever, ever, ever take on the responsibility of someone else's kids. Not in the family, no. I just wouldn't do it. My brother was like, well, you're getting money for them, so you should be giving me half the check. I'm sorry, sir, but I have your kids. You ain't been paying child support. Why should I give you money? And I got your kids. I'm going through all the appointments, taking a little girl to the doctor, because every time I turn around, she got gonorrhea, she got trichomonas, she got something. The little boy, he got to go to counseling because he has anger issues, because he don't understand what's going on. He don't understand why they're in the situation that they're in. But mind you, they had been in the system for 3 years before they were even taken from their mom. So they had every opportunity, she had every opportunity to turn things around. She didn't go to none of the classes. When the social worker would come out, it was just kind of like a play so that they didn't get taken, you know. So they played with them for 3 years, and then finally, the little girl was found one day. It was probably, I think they said it was after midnight. She's at the elementary school, which was down the street from them, having sex with some little boy. Well, with a couple of little boys. And the little boy was out somewhere robbing somebody. And the mom was with some boy, with a man. So she didn't even know where her kids were. So one of the neighbors had called and told, and that morning, probably around 8 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, when the social worker came and the little girl was not home. They had to find her. The little boy had come home, but he was drunk. He was high on something. And so they just decided to take all the kids, all 5. So when I got the kids was already doing drugs. I don't mean just weed. The little boy was doing syrup. I think that's what you call it. That might not even be the word, but he was drinking syrup. He was smoking weed. He was drinking. The little girl was doing meth. She was doing crack. She was doing cocaine. She was drinking. She was smoking weed. She was doing whatever she could do to, I don't know, figure out what was going on, or that, you know, what most people do, they think that drugs and alcohol is supposed to change your reality. It does not. It changes your reality for a few minutes, and then once you become, you know, lucid again, it's still there. So when I was trying to get them help, they were like, well, we can't really help you with that. We don't have the resources. But when the kids were with other people that were strangers, they had them in all these different counselings. They had them on, you know, people coming out to the house. But I had to drive them to all these appointments. And when I first got them, I didn't have a car. So I didn't understand how I was supposed to get them to all these appointments, because every day of the week, somebody had to go somewhere. Every day of the week, someone was coming to the house to do something. They gave them, I guess, big brother, big sister kind of situation with therapists. So the therapists were like around their age. They used to come to the house, and they would take them and do things with them. To get them out the house, to get them out of the thought that they got to be out doing drugs, they got to be out drinking, she got to be out having sex, or whatever. It was just, y'all, it was a horrible situation. I had her until she turned 18. I had him until he turned 15. The reason I let him go so early was because he was doing things that I didn't understand why you were doing that. And I felt like he needed to be around a man figure, because as long as my dude was there, I didn't have no problems with him. But as soon as my dude left, because my dude left to go to Maryland, I think, to some family reunion or something like that. And he ended up not coming back. And after that, things just went to hell in a handbasket. They just went to hell in a handbasket. I didn't understand what was going on. It was too much. Before I got them, I had just got off of my cancer medicine. I had did my 7 years of my chemo. I had just got off of, I wasn't on no medicine at all. After them, I ended up on blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure was so high. Because dealing with the little girl, she's constantly disappearing. She having boys in the house. She got boys climbing in windows. She climbing out of windows. I'm not home, but she's breaking into the house and bringing boys in the house. She was a horrible little girl. She was a horrible little girl. And she has not changed. Okay, I'm at 19 minutes. Okay, so now she's aged out. When she turns in December, because her birthday's in January, she had been living with her little girlfriend, because she's bi. I let her stay. She wanted to stay there, so let her stay. Peace out. Good riddance, deuces. I had already got rid of the little boy. I let my apartment go, and I went and stayed with my sister-in-law to help her with my nephew. Again, a bad decision, another bad decision. But here I am playing Captain Save-A-Ho, and I got my cape on, because everybody seemed like they can't do nothing without me. I'm just like, I gotta learn. But I'm learning. I've learned. This just said that. I've learned. It took me a while, but I've learned. I went and spent 19 months of taking care of my nephew, my other nephew, helping my sister-in-law out, but she just thought I was a babysitter. This heifer would leave, wouldn't even tell me she's gone. I'm thinking that's, she in the house or she in the bedroom or something, and she'd be gone. Like a couple of times I left because I thought she was in a bedroom. And I left the little boy there by himself. I sure in the hell did. I did not know he was there by himself. I thought his mama was there. Walked smooth out. Didn't care. Didn't care. And then one night I realized, I don't know, something told me to call her. So I called her. It's probably like about 1:30 in the morning. I said, hey, I'm not coming home. And she's like, what? Well, I'm not home either. I said, what do you mean you're not home? I said, are you serious right now? She was like, oh, I went to go visit my boyfriend, and, she said, I've been gone since about 8 o'clock. I had been gone since about 10. So that little boy was at home by himself. Now, I did put him in the bed. I did do that. I bathed him. I put him in the bed. I told him, don't get up. I didn't leave until he was asleep. He was asleep. But he was there by himself. I said, hey, I've been gone for at least 2 hours. I said, you need to go get your baby. She was like, what you mean? I said, just what I said. You need to go get your baby because I've been gone for a couple hours and your baby been in the house by herself, and I didn't know he was by himself. I thought you was in your room. I said, because when I last talked to you, you was in the shower. So this heifer had left the shower running. And I'm assuming she's in the shower. She left the shower running to pretend like she was in the house and just left. Didn't tell me nothing. Yeah. So she just thought I was a babysitter. Now, our agreement was that I would take him to and from school. I would pick him up from daycare. And I did. Vigilantly. He was never late for school. I was never late picking him up. I used to get him dinner because she worked 2 jobs, and by the time she got home, I had already gave him dinner. I had already bathed him. He was already in his pajamas. He was already getting ready for the next day. All she had to do was kiss him or do whatever, spend a little couple hours with him when she get home, and put him in the bed. That's it. I had done everything else.